Yesterday was my birthday, and I am back, and we have a great show. Stay tuned. I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
It just came out! Look at that!
I love it! And we're back for another installment of After Hours with the Whack Pack. We're live, and I'm Dave Palumbo, and we're joined by a miniature pack of John Romano, Amin, Eli, and Larry. And it was my birthday yesterday, and you know whose else's birthday it was?
Jim Manion.
That's why I have my Michael Jordan shirt and Jim Manion, who's 81.
I saw a picture of him yesterday. This guy looks like, what's he been like? The fountain of youth. He bathes in it every day. Unbelievable how he looks for his age. It's mind-boggling.
You think you and I take good care of ourselves?
Yeah, I don't
Jim,
know.
Jim and I have like we'll go out to lunch every once in a while. We go through all his stuff he does. The guy takes great care of himself. I'm telling you. He goes to see doctors. He gets all his tests. His blood pressure is better than mine. At 81.
Wow. No, he looks amazing. Yeah. 81 years old.
Incredible hair. I mean, for his age, still,
They don't lose. The Manions don't lose hair. They all have hair.
Yeah. JM too. So he's got a lot of hair.
Yeah, and then Tyler will probably never lose his hair either. So
amazing.
They got a great show. They got a big show coming up in Pittsburgh this year. And you know who's running the expo part, John? I don't know if you know this.
I do not know it.
Bob Lorimer.
Ooh, wow.
What?
So the Lorimers who used to run the Arnold Classic. Now Bob is running Jim's new.
I thought there was a feud there. There was no feud.
Not between Jim and Lorimer. No, it was Arnold and Lorimer because
Arnold
split up with him. They broke up.
I thought Manion was involved in that for some reason, but no.
How come Armand didn't get the link?
I don't know.
They sent it to him. Hold on, let me send it to him again. So, and Greg's got internet problems. You were just talking about this, John, and that in today's day and age, it's so weird that we all seem to have problems.
I know. I was starting to rant because the other podcast I do for Muscle and Fitness, we have the same exact shit. Right. Every time we try to start the show, the mic goes off, this comes out, you can't see this, you can't hear him, you can't see them. We can fly a fucking drones on Mars. Yeah. Okay. That's what we can do. All right. And we can't get a camera, a microphone, and a computer to just work. Unbelievable.
By the way, I ate this past weekend lunch with this girl and her boyfriend, and she told me something that Jimmy the Bull is not going to like. Her husband. Well, the boyfriend works for NASA in a secret project, and while they can't really talk about what he does, he's involved in putting that in the rover on Mars. So I said, "Are we actually on Mars?" He goes, "I hate to break it to you." He goes, all I can tell you is we are on Mars. So I guess Jimmy's theory about the flat Earth and the firmament, is probably not accurate. This guy didn't look like he was a liar to me. I don't think he was in on the whole scam, John.
But you want to talk about a scam, though. I don't know. I guess it's really an ingenious version of some kind of, marketing system that you can you can come up with this ludicrous idea that's so ludicrous that people follow what you say about it. My sister sent me a video of a guy, a flat earth dude expert.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you are, if you had a mildly low IQ and you listen to this guy, you would be a disciple. You would totally follow him to the literal end of the earth. Okay. It's so convincing, their argument, but it's just not, you know what I mean? So it's like they get hooked on the ridiculousness of it's like The View. Okay. Who watches The View? Right? You watch The View because you hate it. You want to see what these freaking morons are going to say next. Yeah. You're not watching it to get your news and information. No. You're watching a train wreck is what you're doing. And who can avoid a train wreck? So it's the same thing. If you are gullible enough to believe, to go along with the tribe, in this regard, there's plenty of fodder.
John, those are fighting words to Jimmy now. You know that.
Well, I'm not insinuating that Jimmy is a low IQ individual. What I'm saying is that he's lonely. He wants someone, he needs people to talk to and stuff, and he wants to feel part of something. And this flat earth thing is just makes sense to him for some reason. He's like bought into it completely. And I really think deep down he knows it's bullshit, but he pursues it because just like you watch The View, it's that he pursues it because it's antagonistic and it gets a response.
It's like talking to a trans person. You want to be polite, but deep down inside, they're full of shit.
Yeah. You're right.
Sorry if I offended anybody.
All right, we got more people. Oh, everyone joined.
More technical.
Bingo. What's up?
Two more.
What's up, guys?
We got the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, that's right.
Hollywood Squares. Georgie
I sent Jimmy the link. I doubt he'll probably join.
Come on.
You know what? Because Jimmy's driving the truck.
Right. Nah, it's an excuse. He's not always driving.
What?
He's not always driving the truck. I think it's an excuse.
You know what? I kind of like to think that he is driving the truck because what more of an American job other than a cowboy is driving a truck?
That's right.
I mean, that's just like down home baseball, mom loving apple pie American shit. Driving.
He's got to be there with
being in the military.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, like he goes to battle every day on that road. Every day on that road, he's battling. People trying to cut him off. People beefing him. Boss telling him, "Did you get there on time?"
Yep. I think truck driving is American as apple pie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dave, did you drive? This guy, I saw you driving the Lucid. You checked out the Lucid Air. So Derek, he's messaged me for about the past year. He's been trying to get me to test drive the Lucid Air in Plano, and I think you just drive. He just said you guys. Yeah. He just said you guys met up.
So Derek, who is Artie Stern in the comments, if you ever see, he always sends us tips and everything like that. Yeah. Derek and I met up. We had never met up before. We've talked on the phone and we've talked in emails many a time. Mm-hmm. We met up on Sunday night. We were eating. My Umberto, who does my Species Instagram, he lives there. So I was hanging out with him for the weekend. We went for Peruvian food to this delicious restaurant, and Derek met us there. And he brought the Lucid GT. I was telling John before we started the show, the Lucid GT has got 840 foot-pounds of torque and 820 horsepower. This thing. Put it this way: there's a car above it. The Sapphire is 1,200 horsepower and 1,400 foot-pounds of torque. It's the fastest car on the road. It's not just the fastest electric car; it's the fastest car. There's no car faster than Lamborghini, Porsche 911. Nothing. This thing. I'll mute you.
Is it faster than Gregg's car?
It's definitely faster than Gregg's. So this car brings this car down, and I drive this 820 horsepower, Lucid, which I didn't expect I was going to like it because like John, I like the guttural sound of a motor. I want to hear. The thing is silent. It's like a stealth mode like car. The thing is so fast. When you get after driving it for a half hour, I felt like I was on an amusement park ride. I had almost like a little bit of car sickness and a little bit of like dizziness because it accelerates you so fast. put it this way. It was the most visceral. I loved the car so much that I'm considering getting one, actually. They actually have an SUV they're coming out with. They just came out with it. It also has 820 horsepower. It's the same motor in there, and I might actually get that thing. I can't imagine what the 1,200 or 1,400 horsepower thing was. Now, the interesting thing is all the test models, remember, these are electric, so they can control everything, from a little computer screen. They limit the test vehicles to 88 miles per hour because they don't want people getting tickets, which I can understand because when you step on the gas, you're at 88 in about 4 seconds, okay? So I would have been going 130 easily in that car.
It's not called the gas.
Yeah, it's funny because he's been asking me for about a year to come test drive one in Plano.
Don't do it. You'll want to buy one.
That's what I told him. I said, Derek, listen, I got a Trackhawk now. It goes about 800 horsepower. I love that.
It will blow your car out of the fucking water. That's how.
Right.
Armand, you're going to build a charging station?
And a Trackhawk is no joke either.
And I told him, I said, bro, listen, if I come drive it, I'm going to want to buy it, and I can't buy it right now. And he's like, no, just come test drive. You'll like it. I go, I know I'll like it, and then
They're really reasonably. They're very reasonably priced. You'd be shocked.
Right. He broke it down the lease for me and everything. The lease and all that.
I can lease that SUV for about under $1,000 a month.
And they have an electric motor on every wheel, right?
That's the Sapphire. The one above it. 1,234 horsepower.
There's an electric motor on every wheel.
60.
Yep.
69K is that one, Dave.
205 miles.
Wait a minute, Armin. What did you say?
69K is the one that's the 600 month lease for the base. That's only 400.
No, not
you got to get the GT.
That's like a couple grand a month.
No, Armand, you will not be happy with the.
No. The 1,200 one is the Sapphire, right?
The Sapphire is too expensive. You got the one right under the one I drove, the GT, the 820. That's perfect because that's about $1,000 a month if you lease it, and it's a lot of car.
I'd rather buy 4 motorcycles.
That's 20 horsepower over my Trackhawk, but. Like you said, the sound, Dave. I love that the sound.
What's your Trackhawk's whatchamacallit? Torque?
I don't know the torque. I just know the horsepower.
This is 840 torque, but I'll tell you something because John and I were talking before. Because each wheel has its own motor. There's no hookup problem. It doesn't even. You'll never feel a wheel spin. It just instantly moves.
The other thing that's interesting with a car, I drove a Porsche that had like 800 horsepower, but the car was so light that it's a completely different feeling from a car that weighs 6,000 pounds that can move that fast because you can literally get a sense of the inertia of the weight.
Right.
And that's a much more ferocious feeling. It makes the skin on your face pull back. It's really incredible how that kind of speed.
And that thing's all electric. Total electric.
All electric.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If it made noise, it would be great. But
John,
would you buy one? Would you buy one, Dave? Would you get one of those?
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about the SUV because the SUV.
Are you going to get a charging station?
Well, he has to. He needs his kids.
Now listen. The thing it's interesting is that the guys who innovated the batteries for Tesla, which is the most important part of the Tesla, right? The battery. They left Tesla, and they're the ones who started Lucid, and they have a Saudi, benefactor who's financing the whole thing. So they have they have almost 500 miles on a charge. These guys.
Really?
They're way better than any other electric car.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
But now, how long does it take to charge the battery for the 500?
Right.
Overnight. But if you go to the speed, they have the speed chargers that are faster. But it's overnight. He said you'll charge the whole thing up.
But it's supposed to be way better than Tesla's.
What's the fastest you guys?
Tesla is like a Model 4T, and the Lucid is like a a Ferrari compared to that. As far as performance.
So if you get this, are you going to have to get a charging station in your home?
No, you just need the plug. Where you plug in your treadmill.
You need a 220 volt hookup, and you plug the charger into that.
Right. Shit, that's nothing.
You can also do it with a solar panel.
You can?
Yep.
Wow.
Elon Musk has that set up.
Well, that would be cool.
That little house that he does, the $50,000 house, the little cube
that
unfolds.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't need electricity or internet. It's got self-contained.
That's worth it.
And you can plug your your Tesla in, and it'll charge from the.
That'd be
solar.
great for somewhere like here where I live in Colorado.
Yeah, I would definitely get the SUV since we have kids. I mean, that's something I would do too.
But you know what, Armand, the back seat of the GT has 3 seats. It's huge. The back seat. You could absolutely put your kids back there if you wanted to.
I still love SUVs though. I've got to step up in a car. I hate getting.
I do too. I like the SUV. I once I started driving an SUV, I really liked it a lot better. So
yeah.
Now we need to bring back the old station wagon. We all of us went in the back of the station wagon with pillows,
with no seatbelts. Yeah,
No seatbelts, and the window with electric window in the back would go up and down.
That's right.
Remember the station wagon had the seats that folded out in the back and had a little table in the front. You know.
Yeah.
You would be hanging out the window. You know, the back.
Yeah. How is it that any of us are still alive? I mean.
they made it strong.
No helmets, no knee pads, no elbow guards, no car seats, no.
We had the conversion van. The conversion van.
No
conversion van. Yeah. I remember those.
Yeah, we would have the conversion van, and we would take a trip every year to Colorado or New Mexico to go skiing, and we would drive up those slopes. And I mean, driving up to certain resorts, and I'm like, we're in this conversion van, and so there's like this much room until you're like falling off the cliff. Like just things back in the day we did as like kids and our parents. It's just like no one would ever think of doing that today.
So when I was in Newport Beach, you know who else? Chris Aceto and I were texting, and you know who else happened to be there as well, vacationing? Just so happened, Jay Cutler.
No, I was going to say that
in Newport, really.
I guess that's his place to go. I never was in
He used to
Newport
live. The Jay used to live.
That's
there.
a good surf beach. That's a great like.
You know, I was at the where all the cliffs are. I was at the beach there, and in Laguna Beach. I'm like, holy shit, George would lose his mind here with the surf. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Is that not one of the most beautiful places in America?
Yeah, Newport. Yeah.
Wow.
It reminded me of a combination of like a higher end old time Venice. You know, it had that vibe to it.
Yeah.
That Venice vibe, but it's higher end, obviously.
Much higher end.
Yeah.
Do you like it better than La Jolla?
Different energy.
This is some interesting stuff.
More money.
Well, you don't leave your house, so for you, vacations sound very boring. Because
No, not the vacation. The car. You guys couldn't talk about that car shit before he got on here?
Greg, talk about
Greg, what's wrong with the car shit?
I thought you guys were going to talk about Sam Sulek.
Oh, great. Come on. We talk about your used
What, you
shoes.
want to talk about
Great.
bodybuilding? How fucking?
No, but you know what? Everybody's asking me.
Do you think that Sam Sulek could beat Chris Bumstead? I think that.
I think Sam Sulek couldn't beat natural Gregg Valentino.
I know. I'm saying people are raising him up like he's the next Chris Bumstead. He doesn't have that.
No.
Sam Sulek could not beat Gregg Valentino at 19 natural.
Really?
Greg, Greg,
I'm going to make that.
Shut up! You can't say anything about Sam.
No.
You can't say anything about Sam or all his fanboys. Here's the deal with Sam. The problem, I'm fine with Sam. It's Sam's fanboys that are the problem. Sam looked great, but his legs could be a little harder. They're like, you're such a hater. You're so jealous of Sam. Like, the fanboys are the weird. I think they're like from age 12 to 15, like range.
Yeah, they are. They got that hairstyle.
The funny thing is, I don't even think Sulek likes his fanboys.
Listen, guys.
No, I don't think he does either.
3 years. 2-3 years. He recorded everything. He documented his journey. I think that's what's impressive. Yes, he looked good for.
No, I think it's good the kid competed, whatever he wants to do.
This is the same guy who was
asking me.
Chocolate milk and all that, and everyone was critiquing his shitty diet. And look at him, he won. So you got to give him props.
He had the Lee Priest diet.
The hate he gets is from his fans.
I don't
think he looks good. I think he just didn't have enough practice.
It was his first freaking show.
No, he looks good, but I'm just saying, people were asking me. He's like 22, 23. So whoever said 23. I think he's a teenager, I know he's not.
People trying to compare him to like Lee Priest and people like that. It's his first fucking show.
Right,
I get it.
He's going to improve dramatically from this show to the Arnold Classic because people were already giving him advice like, your trunks have to be a little higher up and all these small little nuances that make you look much better on stage. I think he's going to deliver a good package at the Arnold Classic.
He looks like he needs more drugs.
Yeah, right. The people are comparing him to, like all these bodybuilders. People got to understand he's the first like really like big YouTuber that's actually competed. Most of these YouTubers,
right.
they don't compete. That's why
I
he's
give
getting a
him
lot of
credit
praise,
for that.
because he actually got up on stage where all these other YouTubers, they don't get up on stage.
That's
So,
exactly what I was saying.
yeah, congrats
He
to him for getting up on
documented his entire
stage.
journey. And listen, Armand too. Let's not forget. You know, he knew he had acne, but he still showed everybody. It's like it's not like he didn't know, but he just wanted everything to like document his journey. And I think it's the first real person that we've seen that publicly, like you said, document the entire process.
You know, I mean,
I give him credit for that whole
problem is-
YouTube statement that you said.
The problem is that he is not a genetic freak that is going to win the Olympia one day. He's a regular guy that people could relate to who was a hyper responder to drugs. He wasn't taking a lot, you know, he just took drugs, he ate junk food and grew. And so he built up a base of people following. He never professed to be the next C-Bum or the next Jay Cutler.
No.
He just loves bodybuilding, and for the same reason I loved it. You know, we all think delusionally we're going to be on the Mr. Olympia stage, but at the end of the day, we wanted to build as much muscle as possible and get conditioned. And what we got is what we got. He doesn't have genetics to win Mr. Olympia, but he's going to make a fucking shitload of money because people like the guy, and he's down to earth, and he's not arrogant or a bragger, and he's like, hey, this is who I am, and if you like it, great. If not, don't watch. You know.
And he could go out and buy a Lambo, but he didn't. That's what people like. He's humble.
Well,
yeah, the money he's making, he could go out and buy a brand new whatever kind of car he wants.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe you should get a Lucid.
Yeah, I know.
Stay away from electric cars, Sam. Don't buy no electric car. No,
Coming from the guy who drives a 1975
Sam, a Hyundai Elantra, buddy. Get one of those, 2008. Listen, no, I think he did a great job. I think, but I'm just saying, people were asking me, why are you thinking about it when you were young? I told, don't ask me because I was, and I was not on anything.
Oh, you were.
Here's the problem.
I can tell you this, though. One guy did post something that was very interesting. Somebody posted a picture somewhere of that guy, what's his name? Walker. Nick Walker. Nick Walker, when he first competed, and he looked like a beanpole.
Yeah.
We all start from somewhere, Greg. You know that.
No, I know that. But if you saw Nick Walker, where the hell did those shoulders come from and that wide back and all that shit? Because
hard work. Hard
Yeah,
work.
but I'm saying
we all start from somewhere.
genetically, he didn't have that. Now the guy's like super wide. You know what I mean?
You don't know what you're capable of until you do it. That's the great thing about bodybuilding.
You don't know. You can't tell your genetics till you go and lift. See what happens.
Or you can't do it unless you know
For
what you're capable of.
for 99% of the people who bodybuild, they're never going to be successful pro bodybuilders where they're going to make prize money. However, it doesn't mean you can't pursue a career in bodybuilding because
You don't need that.
There's so many other ways to make money from your bodybuilding.
Right. Go on fucking YouTube. You'll make more than
or
Mr. Olympia.
Instagram or selling products or T-shirts or supplements. So Sam is going to always make money in the industry because he's very popular.
He makes
Even
more
if
than
he
Mr.
never wins a
Olympia.
major show.
He's inspiring regular kids who have no aspirations of competing, who are in high school. Because my brother's kid knows about him. He plays soccer, and I go, you know Sam Sulek? He goes, yeah, because our brothers, they all have that same haircut.
Yeah.
It's brought a lot of people. It's brought a lot of people to bodybuilding and fitness that don't know about bodybuilding.
And they're all taking trend at fucking 16 years old.
Yeah, they are.
But
they're all taking trend. I get guys in the gym.
He cut his hair. That was pretty. I heard he's growing it back now because the fans are very upset that he cut it.
I was in the gym yesterday. EOS is a 24. You ever hear those gyms, Dave?
No. Yeah.
EOS, they're 24 hours 7. There's like 1,000 people working out. It's like 200,000 square feet, huge. And every young kid, well, it was all young kid, had that Sam haircut.
Those two twin kids have that shit.
I got one in my gym.
The Brock hair.
Dan Solomon's gym.
Dude, I had that fucking mop when I was a kid. Remember, I had that big mop.
I was talking to me and Kikamali were talking the other day, and his son has that haircut. And he's like, I want my son to cut his hair. And he's like, he tells King, he's like, dude, all the girls love it. So just think, like, you're that age. What was cool back then? Like frosted tips and like hoop earrings and all that. So older people that was telling us, oh, that's not cool. We didn't care. So the kids think that's cool. So that girls like it. So it's like, that's what it is,
We know someone who used to frost their mustache, John, don't we?
Well, yeah, we do know someone who did that.
A lot of people do that.
Ed Cadillac
Hey,
did that
Dave,
here a long time
I
ago.
don't know. That's kind of extreme.
Dave, we should get on Rory Leidelmeyer because he's, I'm friends with Rory, and I'm always getting people asking me, you should get Rory Leidelmeyer. You want me to talk to him? Because
ask him to come on.
Right now.
Rory is a bro. When I went to go,
I've interviewed him. He's good. Yeah, he's interesting.
Yeah, Rory had a hairstyle like that.
Yeah, but you know what? He was a master trainer too. That guy, when I was there, was trained John Aranita, and I saw him with Rudy Hermosillo. And the guy was a monster, bro. His deltoids, his arms. Everybody always asks me, who was the biggest, most impressive guy you saw, like, back in that day in 1981 and 82 when I was in Golds. And I can tell you right now, obviously Victor Richards was the most impressive, like, knockout. But the second to Victor Richards, who had a beautiful body and jacked, was Rory Leidelmeyer. Rory Leidelmeyer was an absolute monster, but he had that small waist and that sleek build. And I know that he would come on here because I was just talking to Chris Cormier. So, Chris, if you're watching this, I told you I would bring it up. So I was just talking.
But Greg, but there was also at the same time there was Matt Mendenhall, all right,
Yes.
who looked amazing.
Matt Mendenhall was a monster.
Right, and you had the Barbarian
he had a
brothers
little
in
bit
there
of
at the
lisp.
same time.
Matt had a little bit of a lisp like that, but Matt was great. But Rory Leidelmeyer had that tiny waist. He had a really unique build, and you know what? He's a really smart trainer. He's a really good. He's a really good trainer, and he has like a unique way of thinking too. I mean, that guy's really.
Remember those spandex he's wearing? We all wore.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? Rory's taller. He's tall. You can't tell by that. You can't. His arms were fucking bowling balls. They were huge. Like when you see him, watch him standing next to like Bob Paris and all those guys, you'll see how big he actually was.
There's Gaspari.
And there's Mendenhall.
But there's Rory on the end.
Right there
there's Rory right there. Look at him.
Mike Christian,
Mike Harris,
Mendenhall.
Bob Harris.
What a lineup.
What a
Gregg
fucking
Valentino.
lineup, right?
Oh no, that's Rich Gaspari. It's not great.
No, but if you look at him next to all the mass monsters, he's tall like Christian. He's probably bigger than Christian. I mean, he was jacked.
He still looks good.
That's him now. He's older. He's like 60.
Where is he now?
He's still built.
That's him now with the hair?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. He's 66 or whatever. Or something.
He's already, yeah.
And he's, you know what? He's a very smart trainer. He likes to, look at that. That guy's 60-something years old. Like, and he's older.
Pretty heavy.
He looks like Lorenzo Lamas now, right?
But, Dave, he's taller, too. Like you saw, he's like, up there with Christian and all those guys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you don't realize when he was in Gold's Gym, he was so big. Victor Richards, obviously shocked the shit out of me. Because, I still tell you, I don't care who you guys, Hattie, Chopin, whatever, all those guys were so big. Victor Richards still was probably the most impressive mass monster. Dave, you were up there too. I'm going to give you props with that.
Thank you.
People don't realize how fucking big you were. But look at his build. Look at his structure.
I don't know why it's not opening these pictures. I don't know.
He had a really beautiful physique too.
He had good abs at one point too.
Yeah, he had that sleek waistline, John. When he was dieted down, he had that almost like the same thing with like Serge Nubret. Serge Nubret, they used to say, don't even pose. Just stand there like that and slightly twist, right? Serge Nubret.
Terry Pastel had that too.
Terry Pastel.
Yep.
Terry Pastel, yes. But I'm just saying.
Brian Buchanan too.
I know if I asked Rory, I could get him on here because, Cormier was telling me, get him on there, get him. We got to talk to Dave. We'll get him on.
Yeah, he'll be good for the show too because he'll say some controversial shit too.
Oh yeah, dude, he's got a great personality. That's the thing. He's not like these other guys that can be like, "Oh, yeah, I trained for the show, trained 67." Yeah, like.
By the way, this is the best burrito I've ever eaten in my life, and California is known for breakfast burritos.
Oh yeah,
Dennis used to have some sick ones.
Did you fart after that or no?
No, I didn't. I didn't fart at all because I had it with.
So?
You know what my new discovery is?
What's that?
Feta cheese. And I'm going to tell you, I've had it obviously before, but feta cheese. I
like Famunda cheese. John, I like Famunda cheese.
Yeah. I bet you like toe cheese too.
Feta cheese has the lowest amount of lactose. It's almost zero, guys. So if you have a lactose sensitivity, Try feta. I'm telling you, it will not bother your stomach. Goat cheese is pretty low too, but so I had that breakfast burrito with feta cheese. It was, I'm telling you, it was at this place called Juliet's in Newport Beach. If you ever get a chance to go there, it was the best breakfast burrito I've ever eaten. It blows everything from Venice away.
Wow.
And they have great.
Goat cheese is good. We eat a lot of goat cheese with Persian food, and I can't handle regular cheese or milk, but goat cheese I can handle perfectly fine.
Goat milk is usually way more tolerable to people.
Yeah,
it is. It's low lactose, but feta cheese, John, has almost no lactose.
What about goat milk protein?
Isn't feta from goats or sheep or something like that?
I don't know where feta's from. It's from Greek people, I think.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think it's cow.
I think you ate dick cheese.
That's
disgusting.
Remember that scene in Borat where he brought the cheese from made from his wife's milk?
Yeah.
Dude, you remember when Rudy Giuliani went in there with the prostitute?
Sheep milk, John. Sheep milk.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was sheep. So it was goats or sheep?
Sheep and goat's milk, yeah.
Wow.
So try it if you have a problem.
George should make a goat milk cookie or feta cheese cookie.
Dave, guys, rate, critique my Jumbo Palumbo McDonald's burger, double quarter pounder without cheese. Add 2 extra patties, no ketchup, extra onions. Ugh.
Oh.
I'd switch the ketchup and the onions around.
You're
Throw
crazy.
But Dave, wasn't McDonald's ingredients different back then, 20 years ago, than it is today?
I think it is. I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. My friend,
back to the old ingredients. Yeah.
My friend manages McDonald's for 15 years, and he said 20 years ago McDonald's was basic meat, fries, like all that was normal, and now it's all like all the chemicals.
Well, what the big change was,
the beef talent
McDonald's became the supplier for all its restaurants. So you have a McDonald's in California, and you have somebody else has one in New Jersey, and you order French fries. They're going to ship you the exact same French fries from McDonald's, their own French fries. They have their own farms. They grow their own potatoes.
Yeah.
So, when I ate McDonald's in London, it didn't bother me at all.
You know why? Because John brought it up about a couple months ago. We were talking about it, and John said they used to cook the patties with beef talon. Am I right or wrong, John?
Tallow, yeah.
Tallow, you know what I mean? Same fun. I'm a guinea. I can't get anything right. You know what I'm talking about, right? But
well, no, with that,
with
there was enough fat in the burger that you just threw it on the grill and it would make its own,
fat. But now I don't know what we're eating. Like you talk about toe cheese. That shit's probably the meat from in between.
Well, you don't want to heat up corn oil and sunflower oil, because when you do, they become rancid and they become really unhealthy, pro-inflammatory and everything like that. It's the worst thing to heat. You never heat polyunsaturated fats ever. It destroys them. But that's what we cook in because it's cheap. And it's funny. When I went to the gas station in California, they sell like biofuel there, John. You can get like
made out of restaurant fryer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who would put that in their car?
Well, if it's got to be a diesel to begin with, and then there's a conversion kit that you put on, and you can burn anything in there. It's vegetable oil right out of the fryer. When the restaurants throw that shit out, you can burn that.
If you eat at McDonald's in any other country, it tastes different and it doesn't bother your stomach and all that. Like when I ate it in London like 8 years ago, it tasted totally different than here.
They don't have all the chemicals.
That's why
it was also triple the price.
No, they banned the chemicals in Europe. The chemicals that
you cannot use them.
There's over 1,000 of them. In Europe, they're banned. They can't use them. Okay, so that's why the food
most of the world.
That's why RFK, bring it on, baby.
That's right.
Yeah. Hopefully that happens here.
Oh, he's gonna fucking change a lot of that shit.
I already heard that he had a discussion with Coca-Cola about taking the high fructose corn syrup out and making it like cane sugar.
Yeah, that's right.
Why don't they just sweeten it with stevia?
Yeah, really, man.
You know who Kennedy should get on his team
again for their fries? Shake Shack.
RFKJ should get Scott Connolly to work with him. Because Connolly knows more than anyone, and he could tell him what the poison in the food supply is better than anyone.
But is that making the kids fat?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Dude, it should take sugar out of all that.
George, high fructose corn syrup basically turns off fat burning. You can't burn fat in the presence of high fructose corn syrup.
George, you want another one to lay on top of that? Kids need 72 vaccines before they can start school.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is that they're not
Forget any of the controversial stuff. Let's talk food. Food alone, I'm convinced that the ADD and that all these kids have nowadays is all caused by the food.
Yeah.
I'm convinced.
I mean,
it's the only thing that changed. It's the only thing that changed in the last 20 years. The food. It's nothing else. It's not anything else. It's
I disagree with you, Dave.
Psychiatrists changed.
Wait a minute. You got to factor in inactivity, because 20 years ago, kids were way more active.
Cell phones
than they are now.
Yeah, but you know what, John?
Social media.
The gamers. You guys see the gamers?
There's a lot more ADD at school because with what we're feeding these kids.
I'm just talking physically.
Oh, I just had a great idea.
What?
That the cell phone, you have a thing on the cell phone, the kid's cell phone won't work unless they do an hour of cardio.
You got to blow into it like a breathalyzer?
Yeah. It's brilliant. We're talking about it. And now, that's great. Hey, RFK, if you're listening to After Hours, Mr. G has a great idea.
Georgie, you got to blow into the end of the phone. You got to blow into the end of your phone. Like,
you know what, though? I hate to tell you.
If you've exercised, if you're metabolizing fat or carbohydrate.
But John, imagine if they made like high fructose corn syrup and these cooking oils illegal, like they did to steroids. Right. It sounds as ridiculous, right? But that would save a lot more lives than making steroids a controlled substance.
If your mission is to save the children,
cooking oil, it's unavailable. How about that?
How about that?
Gatorade too. Gatorade 20 years ago is very different than it is today too.
Oh, God.
It used to be glucose. Now it's
in a glass bottle.
Syrup.
It used to be dextrose, and now it's high fructose corn syrup. Yeah. Hey, you guys see all the gamers like wear the earphones like these? They're getting all the dents in their head.
Are they really?
No. Yeah, look it up. All the people that game all day, they're getting like permanent dents in their head from the indention of these earphones like this. I only wear these when I do this just because I hear better. But they wear them, they game all day. So you can look up, they're all getting like permanent indentions because it's stuck down to their head all day. Look up like gamers indentions from earphones. It's like literally a permanent dip in their head now.
Wow. Dude, that's why when you were saying about the cell phones, kids today, parents are pussies, first of all.
Yep.
Because kids today, you try to turn off their cell phone. My friend, his son is in cell.
Oh, shit.
He'll throw a fit.
Yeah.
No, that's no way.
No, it's real. It's real.
No,
holy shit.
No way.
No, it's real.
He's got an upside down shoe on his head.
Oh, it looks like he's throwing it's like there's two people in there.
That's not real. You can't do that.
Yeah, it is.
That's not
it is too. It's real.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
God, just when I started to feel bad.
You're losing the hair too.
I feel worse now.
Yeah, the hair too, because the follicles can't breathe there.
Now I feel like my father.
Wear a hat.
It's like wearing braces,
Called gamer dent.
Well, you ever see these indigenous people like from New Guinea that do this head modification where they make their head like long and they
neck. The Burmese people do it with the neck.
You can do it. It makes sense if you're wearing something that's putting pressure on your head all day. It's going to leave a dent.
That one tribe, they do this with the rings, right?
Their neck, they stretch out the neck.
Yeah, and it stretches their neck.
Yeah,
all the way out.
They're born with it. They're born with them, and they keep adding more and more.
Maybe I shouldn't wear a hat. It's making my top of my head thinner.
Georgie, it don't matter.
You're 80. Nothing's changing at 80 years old. Don't worry about
it. What's that?
I said you're 80. Nothing's going to change at 80. You're not modifying anything at this point.
All those gauge earrings freak me out. When people have those gauges in their ears and they take them out, their earlobes are like that big. It's just like,
there's a surgery that corrects that. You just see the plastic surgeon does it. He takes out the whole ring of. First he cuts it all down to normal, and then he cuts where the gauge was, and then smooshes it together, and then they sew it up, and then it actually.
It looks good.
It does. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can see a nasty scar, but I mean, it
looks
better in that
freaking
flap in the breeze over there.
They can do, cauliflower ear. I get a lot of fighters. Most fighters, right? Mr. G. That's like a badge of honor if you have cauliflower ear, right?
Well, yeah.
Well, it's good. It's good if you see someone have that because you know not to fuck with them.
Right.
Right.
They
like,
the worst ones I've ever seen. Oh my God.
Sell them so this way nobody will fake ones. You can buy
couture are
fake
terrible.
ears, cauliflower ear, and push in nose. Wear it when you go out. Right? Yeah. Well, I mean, my ears, I rub them all the time, but I never got that. Some people do.
It's from getting headbutted in the ear.
The cartilage break.
Well, for getting punched in the ear.
It's
more headbutts than
Old
punches.
school boxers used to have that.
Wrestling and stuff.
Wrestlers
The
get
wrestlers.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna start adding Russian wrestling into my thing. So maybe let's see what happens.
You want that?
Cauliflower approved.
I'm surprised you don't get into something like sumo wrestling or something.
Oh, that's part of this. That's part of the
Judo.
Well, I figure with sumo wrestling, you could incorporate the cookies too. You know, 'cause,
yeah.
you know, you eat a lot of cookies to do sumo wrestling. You know that it fits.
You know, I saw it too.
He
With
doesn't want to get the
sumo
big
wrestlers.
belly,
eat like
I'm
sumo.
getting the website ready. So
Wow, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
before you tell us about that, I want to thank everyone for giving me the birthday wishes.
Happy birthday.
Very nice.
Happy
Do
birthday.
that, and,
Yeah.
Dave,
I thought you bought the
are you
Ferrari
60?
too. Everybody
Dave,
thought you bought the Ferrari.
Dave, how old are you now?
57.
57.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Oh, baby.
I remember when you turned 40 with MD.
I remember when you turned 60.
That
That was 5 years ago.
It was.
You know, it's. I thought 50 was a little depressing, or just a number 50. But you know what? 60 is sounding scarier, and I'm getting closer to it.
Yes.
And I was talking to. Did you know Dean Caputo?
Yeah. Dwyer. Yeah, Dean was here with my
I'm good
gym.
friends with Dean, and Dean and I were talking yesterday, and he's 62 or something like that, and we were like, he's like, I don't know how the time passed so fast. It's unbelievable, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dean was here at my house at the gym.
Oh, he was. Yeah, and Dean's in great shape now too. I'm going to be appearing at his show in Ohio this year. I'll be doing a seminar there, hardcore seminar. It's going to be great. He was at my gym. He competed that year. He was at my gym just before that USA show where he was up against, I think it was Matarazzo. Yeah.
Flex Wheeler.
He was up against the best of the best.
Yeah, but you know what? Dean could hold his own. He was up there, bro. He looked really, really good.
He would have been a pro today also. He was a guy who just
easily.
like kind of like me. He just ran up against a lot of competition, you know, back in the day.
Easily he would have been a pro. He was a good cover guy too, because you know he was blonde there, good looking guy, big, jacked, you know.
He owned Ultimate Nutrition, right? Yeah.
Right. But he was also part of the powerhouse friend. You know, his best friend was
Will
Will Dabish.
A matter of fact, he has a powerhouse again. He has a new one. So
yeah, I hooked him up with a girl and asked him about it. Ask him about it. I won't get
a real girl?
Yeah, no, it's a girl.
Oh, a girl with a penis.
No, girls with a penis. I hooked him up with
real girls?
I hooked him up with a female bodybuilder. Ask him about that. You'll know who it is, Dave. I'll tell you off the
all right.
It's somebody, and it's a great story. He'll tell you about it.
All right. It's not something you can tell here?
Well, no, now.
Well, he's married, so yeah.
Wait, let me ask you this before you answer that.
There's little thing.
Was it a public a relationship? Did they go out in public and like hold hands and shit?
And now
we all heard her pass with exes.
She's a lesbian.
If it's public, you can talk about it.
That's what I'm trying to get across. If they were out in public holding hands, why the fuck can't you say anything about it?
No. It's just a lot of little things. He'll tell you. Listen, she became a lesbian after him. He always tells me after me. I was so good that after me,
she gave up on men.
Either that, or he was so
that makes a guy think like, what did I do wrong for her to go lesbian, right?
You could look at that the other way.
He looks at
women took too many drugs. That's usually what
he said. I was so good. She was the best.
Either that, or he was so bad that she said, "Fuck this, I'm not going for men."
The reason why someone's lesbian or gay is because
that's what I'm saying.
It's your way to go.
Tainted for life.
To go.
It's more plausible.
Dean's a good man, though. I love
Gay guy
Dean.
is a gay guy because he doesn't want to.
One of the real. I don't talk to him every day, but I consider him a very, very dear friend. So.
Yeah, Dean's a great guy, man. I love that guy. You should probably watch it, Dean.
We should get him on the show.
Yeah, we should get him on the
Dean
show.
on. Dean
We'll get him on when we get close to the show to promote the show.
Dude, Dean trained at my gym. It was that gym was a fucking animal house. He'll tell you, it was crazy.
Did he eat with Lee Haney at the
No. No, it was after. It was like 91. It was that year that he went into that USA where Flex Wheeler, Matarazzo.
Right.
There's a lot of great guys.
Matarazzo won the 91 USA, and then Levrone won the Nationals that year.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And I was with Paul DeMeo when Paul DeMeo went up against Levrone in that what was it? The
Junior Nationals.
Junior Nationals.
He won that.
And that's and I was with. That's where I met with Kevin and stuff. Kevin is a fucking great guy. I love Kevin Levrone.
Kevin was one of the most impressive people in person you've ever seen.
He came out of nowhere at that show. We were like, holy shit. And you know who looked really good? And I think he watches the show. Dave, you're good friends with him. Dave Lieberman.
Oh, yeah.
Dave
Lieberman was
I competed against Dave.
Dave won I think he won the collegiate nationals.
Yeah.
Right? And Dave Lieberman, I saw him up on stage with Paul DeMeo, Kevin Levrone, all those guys. But he looked good. Dave Lieberman looked really good.
Dave Lieberman beat me for the overall at the DC Grand Prix in '92. I was a lightweight. He was a heavyweight.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Listen, I was an open lightweight at 19 years old, and I held my own against any adult. No adult could beat me in that area.
Nice.
Now,
Larry, by the way, how are you holding up about your dog?
Yeah, Larry, how's your?
Yeah, we didn't bring that up.
Yeah.
His dog passed away. So
Yeah, we had a funeral for him, like a real funeral, like burial and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a family member. You know what I mean? I understand. I had a friend.
Did the best I could with him.
That's all that counts.
Well, I mean,
when you lose a pet, it's like I never got another dog when I lost my dog when I was 27. Are you going to get a new one soon, or wait some years, or you don't know yet?
You know, I already got all these people trying to get me to take different dogs, and it's like I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, I don't blame it, dude. That's like, it's almost like you're trying to replace somebody that you love. I don't even look at it as a pet; it's a family member. Yeah,
you feel guilty if you try to replace it, right?
Well, we just got 2 new pups after the.
Yeah, I saw that,
over
John.
a year. It was
You
over
waited,
a year.
though. Yeah, you waited. Yeah.
You know what I hate though? You ever see these people? Their dog dies. Like, let's say their name is Rocky or something. The dog, and then you get another dog and they name it Rocky too, and you're like, "What the fuck, bro?"
I can understand that because you can't stop calling him the old name. It's like I'm always doing that. I can catch myself all the time calling the new one the old name because it's
I'll tell you something really cool. There's a guy on here that's one of the fans on here. He contacted me. So my dog was a John D. Johnson American Bulldog, which is a special breed of bulldog.
Yeah,
it's very unusual because they're much stockier and bigger than a regular American Bulldog. And I'd never seen another dog like it. And my dog was a rescue. So for the longest time, we were trying to figure out what he is. And this guy who's a fan on here, he contacted me when he heard Tank was sick. And he's actually a breeder of bulldogs. And he told me, what kind of dog. And he showed me the kennel that actually makes this dog.
Wow.
And he told me, whenever you're ready, I can get you one. And they look just like Tank. And like I said, my dog was very unusual. He was 130 pounds.
Holy shit.
I was reading something and watching something because I'm into animals and everything like that. And I like to find out all these weird facts. Bulldogs are really one of the most expensive dogs that you can buy. I mean, if you really want to spend a lot of money and you want to get the best of the best in terms of, pattern and color variation, some of these top ones are like $20,000, right?
Jeez.
Yeah. My friend spent 10 on one.
I've had a lot of different dogs, and this one was different. I mean, just personality wise, they can be very stubborn. Like when I got him, he was very stubborn, and he was also he was deemed dangerous. When I called the pound, it said available for the right person, and then yeah,
well, you were that right person.
Definitely the right person.
Yeah, they said no, this one's not available. He's too dangerous. And I said, well, it's for the right person. So, anyways,
did they meet you in person? Is that how they decided you were right for it?
No, I had contacted Animal Rescue Place,
right?
And this lady from the All for Love Animal Rescue, she actually went with me to the pound, and they got him released to me.
So he was probably going to be euthanized eventually if someone didn't get him.
Oh, right? They were going to put him down for sure. He was. Did
you have a problem with him at first? Was he like?
Yeah.
nasty?
So this is the weird thing. He was super chill when I first met him and everything, but he bonded to me real quick. And then I found out what the problem was. He was super overprotective. Like the first week I had him, he bit 2 people, and there was no warning signs. No, he didn't growl or anything. You know, just one of my trainers came up behind me, and he thought he was coming at me, so he just bit his hand, and it was pretty nasty.
Wow.
And then, so then I had to take him through a lot of dog training. I got a professional dog trainer, and we spent like hours and hours training him. Cool. And then he chilled out, you know, after. But I found out later that this is actually, I didn't find out till earlier this year that he was like severely abused before I got him by whoever had him. Because I took him in.
Larry, you got a picture?
I'll put it up.
Yeah. Yeah. So the vet he had a teeth infection. He had to get some teeth removed.
Right.
And I took him in for oral surgery, and the vet calls me from the surgery and he says to me, you know, what happened to his face? And I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, what happened to his face? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, well, one side of his face is all smashed in. All the teeth on one side are perfectly straight. The other's all smashed in. Somebody smashed in his face. And I'm like, I don't know. He was a rescue. Nothing happened when I had him. So somebody like smashed in his face before I got him.
You had a real.
But then after I had him for a couple of years, he was chill.
Wow.
Yeah, he totally calmed down. And
Rainbow Bridge. Yeah,
you know what's funny? Bob Bonham had a dog like that. It was a rescue dog, and it was a fucking like a mastiff or you know, like a bull mastiff or something. That fucking thing was a monster. And you know what's funny? It used to bite me. You know, Lance. Lance Caputo, Melly Mel. All that. We'd be over there, and he would be biting your foot. You know what I mean? Because he had somebody who owned him before used to kick him a lot. You know what I'm saying? And
people are so fucking.
And the dog had a thing about feet. It would look at you if you had a certain kind of sneaker on. It would fucking go after you. It would bite your foot, and only your foot. You could put your hand up and go because he was kicked. You know what I'm saying? It was a she, actually. She was kicked. So, Larry, your dog probably was abused in a certain type of way. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
that's what happened.
But after I had him for a couple of years, you know, I brought him everywhere with me. He even went to the Olympia a couple times.
Wow.
And
he was fine, right?
Yeah. And then he was in the gym all the time, and he started to really like people, and he would like greet all my gym members and go up, and like every time a new member would come in, he'd have to introduce himself and get pets and butt scratches and stuff. Yeah,
people do crazy.
You saved his life, Larry. You literally saved his life. That's why you're so attached. That's why you point of reference.
Larry, how long did you have him? How many years did you have him?
4.5 years.
Okay.
Wow. He was 6 when I got him. He passed it.
Oh, that's old for a bulldog. That's old for a bulldog, good Larry.
They actually, this breed of bulldogs, they live the longest of any other breed, and the general lifespan is 10 to 12 years.
Oh, it is.
So, yeah, he was like right in the middle of that.
That shit sucks. But, Larry, do you like get up in the morning sometimes think, oh fuck, I gotta walk the dog, and then you're like, oh my god, you know, because that becomes part of your life. The weirdest thing is like this, like since he's been gone, like every time I walked through the bedroom, I'm expecting to see him like sitting on the bed, and he's just not there. Yeah, that's horrible.
You got when you're ready, you got to get a replacement definitely.
People do crazy shit to dogs. I mean, this guy went to high school. He used to sell everybody weed. He set his pit bull on fire and threw him off the apartment balcony.
Yeah, I don't like shit like that. I told him
he got 10 years. He got 10 years in prison though.
Good.
He should.
Yeah, got 10 years.
I don't like shit like that.
Abusing an animal is worse than abusing a person because they can't even they can't do anything. No recourse.
It's like abusing a kid.
Yeah,
that's serial killer mentality when you're abusing animals. You know.
Wow.
I don't even understand that shit.
No,
I remember somebody once told me they were going to kill my dog, and I'm like, that would be a bad thing for you to do.
Dave, why would they tell you that? Like, were they fucking around? Or
especially Larry. You don't tell Larry
exactly. It's the wrong one.
Some neighbor, like in the industrial complex, like saw my dog running around and said something about, I don't know, they were scared of him or something. They said they're going to kill him, some guy, and I'm like, that would just be a real big mistake on your part.
You see a lot of people that call the cops out for a reason, and then their dog.
Larry be taken away in handcuffs, John. Yeah.
Exactly.
Larry's stoic too, so he just says right to the point, like that.
And you know when Larry says that to you, you know he's telling the truth. You can see it in his face. Yeah.
Yes.
You should have said, "Good luck trying." You're going to be his dinner. That's what I would tell the guy. You're gonna be
Why do you say that? Why do you say that to you in the first place?
I don't know. He's an asshole. I don't know. I didn't know the guy. Who knows?
You just have to kill your dog.
He said because the dog was
just
running
because he
around
was like-
by his house in the gig. Maybe the guy got scared. It's like, I'll kill that fucker. I'll shoot that dog. Whatever. You know, something
like that.
I watch all
This
these
is like
cop
a cool
videos.
thing. So the first week that I got it, no, not the first week, but shortly after I got him, in the gym that I was in at the time before I moved to the location I'm at now, I had an office upstairs. And so the gym was downstairs and an office upstairs. And one day I'm upstairs, like working on something, and I was on a phone with an attorney or whatever, and I couldn't get off the call. And someone calls up and says, "Hey, there's somebody here to cancel." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be down in a couple minutes. I got to finish something." Anyways, I don't know why, but this kid came to cancel, and he brought this 18th Street gangbanger dude, you know, all tatted up, skinny as a rail. And the guy comes up to the top of the stairs, and he's like, hey. And I'm like, what? And he's like, we don't have time to wait. And I'm like, I'll be down in a couple minutes. And I don't know who this guy is. And he goes, I said we don't have time. And my dog just freaking hauls ass right towards him. And the guy, he chased him all the way down the stairs. The guy ran down the stairs. Like my dog was going to eat him. And anyways, I go down the stairs. I don't even know why this guy was there because like the kid did not need to bring his like bodyguard or whatever to do a cancellation.
Right.
But I'm sitting there processing the cancellation, and the guy goes, "Hey, you better watch that dog." I said, "You better watch yourself because you don't have to worry about the dog. I'm about to come across this counter."
Yeah,
There's a lot of sick fucks out there. I got to tell you, you know, and
There are.
It's funny how the craziest people always mess with the wrong people. You ever know? It's like almost like poetic license. It's like if someone did that to me, I probably would have tried to calm the whole situation. Larry will just murder them in the parking lot. You know,
Larry doesn't have to do a thing, Dave. All he has to do is go, "Oh, you're hurting me," and that dog will be like, you know what I mean?
No, but like Larry's the worst person to threaten. Like you don't threaten Larry.
Dave, you should have seen Larry and I laughing when Leo threatened him. I was like, right, like
I
know what you're talking
Leo's
about.
lucky. Yeah, Leo's lucky that he escaped that.
Leo's out of his mind.
You can't even get mad. You couldn't even get mad at Leo because it was so like berserk. You were just like, okay.
When he was talking to me, I was just like,
person.
Leo said to me, "If we were in prison, I'd be taking your lunch." And I'm like, what? You'd be taking my lunch?
Stop talking to me.
I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Taking my
You
lunch?
should have said he'd be taking my cock up your ass. You should have said my lunch. I'll give you lunch. I'll spakim right in your mouth. That'll be your lunch.
That guy had a screw loose. I'm like, nothing was even going on. All of a sudden, he's talking to me all crazy and talking to me like jail language. And he's like,
I should have
if
warned
we were
everybody.
in the county jail, I'd be taking your lunch. And I'm just like, what?
You know he was crazy. You know Leo was crazy because he said he would say crazy shit to anyone. It wasn't like he didn't have like one person he didn't like. It was like everyone. He like wanted to exert this level of dominance. So I don't know what was wrong with him. He definitely had some screws.
Yeah, but you know what? Something he did it all behind a camera because
it's never in person.
I don't live very far from you, so you know if you got a problem, we can meet up and deal with it.
He was bipolar because he called me once about John. I forgot. I don't even remember John why he was upset, but I think you remember. He said, I don't know what you said. Maybe something about Boston. I don't remember.
I said something about Boston.
Yeah, and he called me up, that motherfucker, and then he would swing from left to right. You know what I mean? Like 1 minute he'd be screaming and freaking out. I will do this. I will do that. He will never live. You don't understand. And then 2 minutes later he'd be like totally opposite mood. It was like really bipolar, bro. It was very.
The problem is when you threaten people like that, someone eventually kills you, and that's unfortunately what happened to him. So
I don't believe he got there. We're gonna go into.
What happened? You think he had a heart attack? What happened?
No, I think he had hallucinated. Thought there was
No. Let's not get back into
How
that.
did he get behind the door?
We went through this for like weeks and weeks and weeks already.
Listen.
He
Rest
wasn't
in peace.
murdered. No
Listen,
way.
I didn't mean it to be all that. Just rest in peace. Let's go.
He wasn't murdered. No way.
We care more about the dog right now.
We would have fed him to Larry's dog.
Dogs are way better than people anyway.
Dude, Larry, all you had to do was go, ow, stop, you're hurting.
Every one of those categories, guys.
Actually, you know what? Hey, this is for real. I was getting a deep tissue massage from this lady that used to come over, and you know, it's painful, but I would just sit there and take it. And one day, my dog started whining because the lady was like digging on me. I guess I was in pain, but I wasn't I was so out of it, I wasn't paying attention. And he wasn't really trying to hurt her, but he like grabbed her arm with his mouth and like to pull her away from me. And I know he wasn't trying to hurt her, because if he was, he would have torn her arm off.
Right.
You know why? He saw you kind of enjoying it. He realized, what are you laying there for? She's hurting you. You know what I mean? So he's kind of stop hurting him.
He thought I was, he could see I was in pain because she was digging on me. And
dogs know,
yeah,
man.
but he knew that you
like
let her do it, though. He knew that you were laying there letting her do it, so he figured, okay, my dad is a masochist. You know what I'm saying? My dad is a masochist.
Look, Lenny. I mean, they got Lenny on the brain. Larry saved this dog's life, so this dog would have thrown its body in front of a train to save Larry.
Yep.
Right. That's the way it was.
Yep.
That's the way it should be. That's right. That's why animals are so loyal. That's why we hurt so much when we lose them, because that they would give their life for you, and then
absolutely
that's why it hurts so much.
Yep.
So,
and he was scared of nothing, like nothing.
No, because he was going to die without you. You saved him. So what is there to be afraid of? He saw the worst already. You showed him the best.
That's right.
Yeah, but you know what? Dogs are so loyal. That's why I fucking hate cats. So anybody out there that's a cat lover, sorry, bro, but they're useless animals to me. But fucking, let me tell you something. You see videos of dogs chasing a bear and fighting a bear or fighting a lion to save its master. They don't care. They will die to save you. I'm telling you that. A cat. You ever see the commercial where the guy's sinking in quicksand like this, and he's telling the cat, "Go get help, go get help," and the cat's just looking at him like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? You never see a bomb sniffing cat or a fucking drug sniffing cat, because they're like I don't know. I look at them like they're useless. They're good hunters.
If you die.
Huh?
Cats will eat you if you die quickly too.
So will dogs.
Yeah, dogs just take longer. We talked about it already.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to wrap up once again. I want to thank everyone for the birthday wishes. We want to send our condolences to Larry, obviously, with the loss of his dog. It was a terrible thing. Hopefully, this coming months, maybe he'll get a new one. And if anyone has any suggestions or
can I ask Larry? Can I ask Larry one question? No,
yes, you may. Yes, you may.
Larry, I'm just curious. So, did you bury the dog, or did you have him cremated so he can be with you? I'm just curious.
They buried him. He had a casket.
Yeah, but sometimes he goes to
the casket's nicer than the casket you're going to be buried in. I got news.
Dude, everybody's
about the same size too.
Yeah.
Dude,
no, he's in a pet cemetery. Like we had a whole burial ceremony and everything. Like,
did you see that? Did you see what they buried him in?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. But I've been in many.
You got him a gravestone too.
Yeah. We did.
Listen, I've been in my girl.
This pet cemetery is nicer than human cemeteries.
Is he in the doggy cemetery, or is in your back?
Yeah, it's a real dog cemetery, and it was like the real deal. Like
wow.
They had the room where we had the ceremony, and then they took him out, and we did the actual burial, and it's everything.
You're in California. They probably have a lot of those there. Like that.
I don't know if there's there was two near me, and one I picked over the other one. It's Calabasas in Los Angeles. And
isn't that amazing? He had the choice of two. Here where I live, you couldn't find one in a 500-mile radius.
Well, I think you could find Boulder. They probably have it.
Yeah.
No, we just buried our dog in the backyard.
That's what I did. I made him a gravestone
and no dog
everything.
And never went to the vet. Dog lived to 22 years old.
Holy shit!
What kind of dog was that?
It was just a mutt. Rick
Collins had a dog that lived like 20.
We adopted from the By the Way, and we named him.
Yeah, my sister.
Chocolate Clown, the chocolate drink.
21, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dog.
My schnauzer was almost 16. Usually, smaller dogs live longer.
Smaller dogs live longer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dog used to impregnate all the dogs in the neighborhood. He would get out.
Like father, like son, right?
What happened to Dave? He popped off again.
So is Dave just done?
I think he said gogoodbye and.
I don't know why
left
this
us
thing
on-
keeps
here he is.
kicking out. It keeps kicking me off. I don't know what's going on.
Are you on a phone, Dave?
No.
Oh, because it looks different. I don't know.
That's the other camera.
Oh, it's the other
Camera.
camera. Oh.
Yeah.
1 second.
Anyway, don't fix it. We're leaving.
No. Now I got to hold on.
Hey, John, what's this?
It looks like a cookie.
Oh, by the way, I got 2 boxes of cookies, and they're awesome.
Oh, you sent them?
To Larry. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good. They're so good. I got the gluten-free keto cookies, and they're
Nice.
amazing.
I always finish them in like 2 weeks, so I haven't had them in a while. I finished them in not 2 weeks, 2 days.
Yeah.
I try to stretch them out, but still like 2 weeks. That's about how quickly I get through them.
That was a stuffed. This was a stuffed Milky Way.
That's awesome.
I
made cookies on Saturday. They were all gone by Sunday.
I know this chocolate chips. So, John, I'm gonna make it with white chocolate chips.
Yeah, I like the Milky Way in there. That looks cool.
Yeah, you just put a miniature. But I'm gonna make
Milky Way.
Make the not dark chocolate chips, white chocolate chips.
Yeah, those are the best.
That'll be the good contrast.
Yeah, that's what I got. One with white chocolate and one with dark chocolate, and they're amazing.
Cool.
And
they're really good.
The eggs are triple the price now.
I can't find eggs in the supermarket. There are none down
You know, butter is fucking expensive.
They have Florida eggs there.
Butter's like $7 a pound too.
Yeah, they're blaming fucking Trump. Meanwhile, it was just as high under Biden. He's the one who killed the fucking 100 million.
They
fucking
killed all the
chickens
chickens
and shit like that. And they're like, "Wow, Trump's been president after 3 days. 3 days they were saying that shit.
Yep.
3 days. What are you fucking nuts? People are shot.
They said there was avian bird flu.
They were.
Yeah, they had to euthanize a bunch of chickens.
They said they overdid it though.
100 million of them.
100 million fucking chickens. And you know what's funny? That shit, when Trump was president last time, I used to get eggs at Walmart up here for 77 cents for large, and for jumbos, I used to get like 82 cents for
80 something cents for the big ones.
And then when Biden took over, he started that, there's a bird flu. And all of a sudden, then he fucking killed all the chickens at first. The eggs went up. 2 years ago, around, plus remember something, we're coming close to Easter. And whenever Easter comes, they always jack that shit up. So now that they're becoming even more, rare to get, hard to get, the price is going to go up. I'm telling you, they were like $10 fucking 2 years ago at one point. It's bad. It has nothing to do with fucking Trump. That's the only Democratic talking point right now. Hey, what are we doing with gas and eggs, huh? What? Trump's
gas went down
3 weeks, bro. You know what I mean? Get the fuck out of here.
Anybody want a great piece of investment advice? Learn how to trade options and short crude oil.
Why is that?
Fortune.
Why is that?
Because right now it's like 70 something bucks a barrel. And when Trump was in office, when we were drilling and energy independent, it was like $22 a barril.
I think it hit
What app do you use, John? What app do you use?
I'd have a guy that does it.
Okay.
At my brokerage. But because you got to know how to trade. Options is very difficult. You got to know how to do it. If you don't do it right, you'll lose your ass. But
John, at one point he was like $18. Remember he was dumping oil?
Yeah, it was under 20. So now
we're dumping it. He said,
and it's going to go back to that.
I got to wrap the show up, but before we do, John Scuderi sent me a picture of his dog that's due to have puppies. Larry, you might want to grab one of these. It's the most muscular dog I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's got crazy.
John,
look at that thing.
What is that? Holy,
that's a pocket.
Sumo wrestler.
That dog's doing a push-up.
He's gonna have pups in a few months, he said.
Wow.
So,
John,
I think
John
that's a pocket
Scuderi's
bulldog. It's like a mini bulldog.
Is it?
it's one of those.
Yeah,
those.
They're
John,
little ones.
Scuderi, what do you call these things again? I forget what the name of them are.
John, is his name Meatball?
That's
Either that or buzzsaw.
No, John, that's a joke between me and John Scuderi. He knows what I mean.
Greg, that dog would be perfect for you. That'd be a perfect dog. Put shades on.
Yeah.
Those dogs
very
ride skateboards really well.
Yeah.
Why don't you get a dog? Yeah, why don't
You
get
can
a dog?
surf with him.
Well, my daughter's got a dog. He was living here with me. You know,
You should get one of those dogs from Skidary. He'd probably give it to you. You know,
she's got a Labradoodle. I can't, dude. That thing looks like I got fucking.
You know how cool you'd look walking that dog,
Dude,
Oh
I
my
got
God.
I got raccoons that come up out of the sewers and shit. They'd see that dog. They'd think, look, a giant raccoon. You know what I mean? They would try to mate with it.
That thing would that thing would take a shit on the raccoon. It would be
I know. I'm only playing. Yeah, no, I got my daughter's dogs always here. And my daughter's dog's a Labradoodle, and it's a big motherfucker too. And they're smart dogs.
They don't
Yeah.
shed.
All right. Well,
That's why, because I'm
I
allergic.
gotta wrap this coffee clutch up, guys. Thanks for joining us live, and thanks for all the birthday wishes. And we will be back again for the Arnold Classic Week show next week. Stay tuned. I'm Dave Palumbo for another installment of After Hours with the Whack Pack. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
See y'all later. Have a good day.